Hello, family. Salutations. So today I came across a message that I felt was really concerning. It's from this man, this clergy, Jerry Eze. I got to know that he's a clergy, has a ministry of his own, and Pentecostal ministry. And this is the message that the Gospel Hypers put out. I think it's a blog that they put out, which says that if the absence allows you to breathe, laugh, enjoy life, feel good about yourself again, rest well, fellowship with the Lord, or come out from under the dark clouds of criticism and fear, you might want to make their absence permanent. And then the second part of it says, some people just don't know how to treat others. Their selfishness clouds their sense of right judgment. Well, first of all, what I will say about this whole message is that it's not just some people, it's everybody, it's every single one of us, believers, unbelievers, it's the same thing. We don't know how to treat others. So by default, you don't know how to treat others, and so you learn how to treat others. You learn how to relate with others. You know how to practice relationship with one another, because that is what is thought. That is the right message. That is how we should live as believers and as people. And so counseling people and cutting people off is not a solution. As a true believer, when you see your fellow believer, in the wrong, you try to admonish that person, and what that admonishment means is a positive rebuke. You're not negatively rebuking that person, you're positively rebuking that person with his actions. That's what Jesus Christ did, in the temple when he saw, those people selling all those things. There's nothing wrong with making money, there's nothing wrong with business, there's nothing wrong with selling. But he was crazy and mad at them because it is a sin. He was mad at the sin itself, not at the people. He wasn't cutting the people off. These are the people that he came to save. So imagine if he is making their presence, absence permanent. What kind of gospel is that? What kind of, salvation message and truth is God, Jesus Christ bringing to us? If it was all about that. So brethren, I don't think that is the right way to live. As a clergy, I don't think that is the kind of right message to pass across to your followers and to your members and congregation. And as a blog, the Gospel Hypers, first of all, I don't even know why they are called the Gospel Hypers. Like, the gospel is not a hype, so it shouldn't even be regarded as a hype, hypers or whatever it is, language that people use these days. And it's all due to the intellectual laziness. People are lazy to intellectually know what they are saying, even putting out something like that. And especially something as sensitive as, something that is, spiritual. You shouldn't just name gospel. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's my own view. But what the message is that counseling people in any form, in any way, is not the right way to go about. That is narcissism. Narcissism. That is all kind of, the dark tetrites, or what we can see as, the negative way of living and relationship with people. Because definitely people will treat you wrong. Generally people by default, they don't know how to treat others. So we learn how to treat others through practice, through faith, through our parents, they teach us how to treat others. But a little child, that is why a child is manipulative. You cry whenever he wants to cry, and he wants to get something because he wants to get something. That's why he cries, and that's a manipulation. So by default, we are manipulators. But as we grow, our parents teach us how to relate with one another. They teach us how to conduct ourselves in life. That is how we live. But if we are going to go by this message, it is like saying we should remain infants. We should remain in the default practice of life, which is not helping at all. And so I criticize this message. I criticize it strongly, and I think it should be interpreted in the right way. I'm not criticizing anybody or person or anything. I'm criticizing the message itself. It is not the proper message that should be passed across to believers, to people at all, especially in this time. We're not trying to cut people off. We're trying to make friends, and we're trying to build up a community. We're trying to see how we can work together with one another. Making people's absence permanent in our life is not helping at all, because if we're going to do that, then we're not going to have any friends. And if Jesus Christ, in all his mercy and grace, was counseling us for our sins and was judging us for the right judgment of what we do, then none of us would be saved. That is the truth. None of us will be saved, and none of us will be able to have a relationship with him and even have this assurance of eternity with him, because we would have been long absented. Our absence would have been long permanented. I don't know if that's the right word, but so it's not the right way, it's not the right doctrine and teaching. And it's like I said, we need each other in every aspect of life. in a relationship, in work, in everything that we do. We need each other. In faith, we need each other, because you cannot worship God alone. You cannot fellowship, there is no fellowship when there are no people, when people are absent. There is no fellowship. You cannot be doing Bible study alone. You do Bible study together with others. And that's what makes up the congregation. So if you are a clergy and you want members and you want people to listen to your word, you want to have people, you want to bring people to you, not absent them from you. And when you see someone who is absent, you try and see how you can bring that person back. So I hope this message is understood, and I hope this message is received with truth and with the right judgment. We shouldn't be clouded. I would rephrase and say we shouldn't be under the cloud of negativity and under the cloud of wrong judgment between one another. We should have a right judgment and a proper judgment, or proper orientation with one another. And when we see those who are doing wrong, we should criticize them, and we should try to bring them together, not in fear but in love. We should do that in love, and that's the right way, and that's how we should live as believers. So may God help us and give us the wisdom to understand His word, to have the knowledge and wisdom and understanding, so that we can learn how to live in this life. So may God help us, and just got to put this message out. Shalom, shalom.